Good morning, dear students. Today I will teach chapter 5, separation of substances. Separation of substances. I will discuss activity 8. Activity 8. To separate water from a mixture. To separate water from a mixture of chalk and water. In this activity, what are the materials required? A suspension of chalk, powder and water, funnel, filter paper, glass rod, iron stand and clamp the funnel. So how we will start? Take an iron stand and clamp the funnel containing the filter paper cone in it, and the filter paper cone is made by using the steps as shown in figure 5.12a, and place a beaker below the funnel as shown in figure 5.12b. Now pour the mixture slowly on the filter paper using a glass rod, and you will notice clear water collects in the beaker, and the clear liquid obtained after filtration is called the filtrate. Solid chalk powder is left on the filter paper and it is called the residue. So when you will mix chalk powder in this, it will remain on the filter paper, that is called the residue, and the clear liquid water which we will get. So what is left in this solid chalk powder that is left on the filter paper, that is called the residue, and the clear liquid obtained after filtration is called the filtrate. Now river water is normally used to supply drinking water to big cities, and the water is unfit for drinking purpose as it contains large amount of suspended impurities and harmful microorganisms, so it is unfit for the drinking, and bacteria and germs, microorganisms are mixed in that water. And the river water is purified in the following stages: by the sedimentation, by the filtration, different methods, and removal of harmful microorganisms as sterilization. Separation. Now we will discuss separation of soluble solids from a mixture. Then first one is the evaporation. We will discuss first one is the evaporation. So this method is used to separate dissolved solids in a liquid, and the method is largely used to obtain common salt from the sea water. This method is generally used to separate common salt from the sea water. The process of converting liquid into vapor by heating it below the boiling point of the liquid is called the evaporation. By the heating, the process of converting liquid into the vapor by heating it below the boiling point of the liquid is called evaporation. Activity 9. To separate common salt from a solution of common salt brine solution. Common salt brine solution. Materials required. What are the materials required? Common salt solution, china dish, burner, tripod stand, wire gauze and large shallow plate. Method: pour the common salt solution into the china dish and place the china dish on the tripod stand as shown in the figure 5.14 and heat the china dish on a low flame, and it is noticed that water evaporates gradually, leaving behind common salt. And pour the common salt solution in a large shallow plate and place the plate in sunlight, and after a few hours the water evaporates, leaving behind common salt. Next process is the condensation. And did you know table salt, which is used in our cooked vegetables, dal, etc., is obtained from the sea, and seawater contains a large amount of common salt and salts of other metals dissolved in it near the seashore. The seawater is collected in shallow pits, that is called the salt pits, and allowed to evaporate in sunshine in a few days. The water evaporates, leaving behind impure salt. The salt so obtained is collected and transported to big factories where it is purified and packed for consumption. Second process is the condensation. Have you ever noticed that water drops condense under the metal lid, and that has been used in the cover vessels containing just boiled vegetables or milk? It is because the hot milk or vegetables give out water vapor. It gives the water vapor, and these water vapor are coming in contact with relatively cold metal lid, liquefy to form droplets of water. That process is called the condensation. Water vapor changes into the liquid water. That process is called the condensation. And the process of changing water vapor into liquid state on cooling is called the condensation. And the process of condensation is used to separate a liquid from a salt solution. Let us perform the following activity. Activity 10. Activity 10. To separate water from a mixture of salt solution. Materials required: 100 cc of common salt solution, an aluminium kettle, frying pan, glass tumbler, gas burner. Pour common salt solution in the aluminium kettle and close its mouth with the lid, and place the kettle on the gas burner and wait for few minutes till the steam comes out freely from its mouth, and place a few ice cubes in the frying pan and hold it in slanting position as shown in the diagram, and you will notice that steam condenses to form droplets of water on the underside of frying pan, and these droplets of water trickle down the side of frying pan and then start falling down, and collect these water drops in a glass tumbler, and the water so collected is called distilled water. And taste the water so collected, you will notice that it is no longer salty. So by this method they can separate water from a mixture of salt solution. Did you know the rainwater, which is a source of fresh water, is a kind of distilled water formed by the process of evaporation and condensation of the seawater, and the heat of the sun evaporates a large amount of seawater, and the water vapor being light rises up and condenses to form teeny droplets, and these droplets of water from clouds, and the clouds, when these teeny droplets of water collect together to form bigger drops, and they come down in the form of rain. Can water dissolve any amount of a soluble substance? We have learned in the previous chapter that certain substances dissolve in water to form their solutions. Such substances are called the soluble substances. Let us try to find out what happens when more and more of a soluble substance is dissolved in a fixed amount of water. Activity 11. To find how much a substance dissolved in a fixed amount of water, materials required: a beaker half filled with water, plastic teaspoon, washing soda powder. Take some washing soda on a paper and place it on the table, and place a beaker half filled with water on the table and fill the spoon with washing soda and pour it in the water and stir the water. Then what you will see, if the washing soda dissolved completely, add another spoonful of it and stir. Continue doing so till the washing soda stops dissolving. Continue, you have to do that activity, and one situation will come when it will stop dissolving. So what is the conclusion from this activity? It is clearly proved that fixed amount of water can dissolve only a fixed amount of soluble substances, and the solution so obtained in activity 11, washing soda stops dissolving in a fixed amount of water, is called saturated solution. Definition: a solution of a soluble substance which cannot dissolve more of the substance of a given temperature is called the saturated solution. So let us try to find out whether a soluble substances dissolve more if the temperature of water is raised. Perform activity 12. So till here you will take a revision. Till here you will take a revision. What is a saturated solution? A solution of a soluble substances which cannot dissolve more of the substance at a given temperature is called a saturated solution. So till here you will take revision.